In football, some teams win possession, some teams win the passing battle, some teams win passing accuracy, and some teams win the match. What's interesting is that the last time Argentina and Algeria faced each other was back in 2007, almost 19 years ago. Argentina won a crazy game 4-3, and there was a young player, only 19 years old, representing Argentina, a player named Lionel Messi. At the time, he was just a rising talent trying to prove himself. But in 2026, the same player returned to face Algeria once again. This time, however, as a World Cup champion, a Ballon d'Or winner, Argentina's captain, and a player with 200 international appearances. It's as if the rivalry between the two national teams began with a young Messi and returned 19 years later with Messi the legend. Before Messi scored his first goal, the match had already begun outside the stadium. Hours before kickoff, clashes broke out between some supporters of both teams, and the police were forced to intervene. While fans were fighting in the streets, everyone was waiting for a completely different battle inside the rectangle of green. And on the opening night of Argentina's 2026 World Cup campaign, Algeria won the first 3 battles, but Argentina won the 4th. Why? A man named Lionel Messi, 38 years old, 200 international appearances, 6 different World Cup tournaments, and yet he's still adding new chapters to a story that everyone thought had already reached its ending. The match began under very special circumstances because Argentina weren't just another team in the tournament, they were the defending champions, the team that entered the competition knowing that all eyes were on them. But on the other side, there was an Algerian team with a story of its own, a team returning to the World Cup after a long absence, a team that entered the match without fear and without an Argentina complex. At the other end of the pitch stood a player carrying one of the most famous surnames in football history, Luka Zidane, the son of the legendary Zinedine Zidane, the man who led France to the 1998 World Cup title, a name forever engraved in football history. But on this night, Luka wasn't Zidane's son. He was Algeria's goalkeeper, and he had the task of stopping Lionel Messi. From the opening minutes, it became clear that Algeria had come to play, not to defend, not to wait for the final whistle. And the proof? Just a few minutes in, the ball found the back of Argentina's net. The Algerian stands erupted in celebration, but the joy didn't last. The referee ruled the goal out after previously disallowing an Argentine goal for offside. And suddenly, one of the most beautiful moments of the match turned into one of its cruelest. And perhaps from that very moment, the game started to tilt in Argentina's favor. But what was surprising was that Argentina's control wasn't as overwhelming as many had expected. Quite the opposite. The post-match statistics revealed a surprise. Algeria controlled 53% of possession, compared to just 47% for Argentina. Algeria completed 583 passes, compared to Argentina's 555, and Algeria's passing accuracy reached 93%, higher than Argentina's. So, on paper, Algeria were playing an excellent match. But football has a very simple rule. The ball has to reach the net, and that's where the problems began. Because Algeria finished the match with 6 shots, but not a single one was on target. 0. Not one effort forced Argentina's goalkeeper into action. After a full 90 minutes, Argentina's goalkeeper walked away with perfectly clean gloves because Algeria failed to place a single shot between the posts. On the other side, there was Lionel Messi, a man who only needs one opportunity to change an entire match. And in the moment Argentina needed him, Messi appeared. As usual, the ball reached him. One touch, a glance, a shot, a goal, 1-0 to Argentina. And from that moment, the match began moving in the direction Argentina loves most. Algeria continued to dominate possession. They continued passing. They continued building their attacks. But with every passing minute, it became increasingly clear that Argentina were the more dangerous side, the more mature side, and the side far more capable of turning chances into goals. And perhaps that's the greatest quality of elite teams. They don't need to touch the ball all the time. They only need the right moment. And that moment was called Lionel Messi. In the second half, he appeared once again. Algeria didn't surrender, and Algeria didn't disappear from the game. But every time they tried to get closer, they ran into a painful reality. Possession doesn't score goals, passes don't score goals, passing accuracy doesn't score goals. Goals are scored by players like Lionel Messi. Then came the second goal, and things became even more difficult for Algeria. But what truly made the night historic wasn't the second goal, it was what came after. Because Messi wasn't playing an ordinary match. He was playing his 200th international game, a historic milestone in itself, and he was appearing in the 6th World Cup of his career, a record no player had reached before, at least until Cristiano Ronaldo takes the field tomorrow and joins him on the same mark. And he was searching for yet another goal to add to his World Cup legacy. Then came the moment that completed the story. The third goal, a hat-trick. The crowd rose to its feet, the stadium erupted, and history gained another line. Messi completed the hat-trick and led Argentina to a 3-0 victory. To be fair though, there was one moment when Messi made a heavy challenge that could easily have deserved a red card. But thanks to Polish referee Simon Marciniak, the spectacle was allowed to continue until the very end. And, by the way, that's the same referee who officiated the 2022 World Cup final. As they say, keep collecting those trophies, Your Majesty. At the same time, he equaled Miroslav Klose's record as the all-time top scorer in World Cup history, with 16 goals. If the fans entered the stadium to celebrate his 200th international appearance, they left after witnessing a hat-trick. And if they entered talking about his 6th World Cup appearance, they left talking about yet another record. And away from Messi for a moment, there were also players who caught the eye during the match. For Algeria, two names stood out, Ibrahim Maza and Nabil Bentaleb. Bentaleb was impressive throughout the game and earned Algeria's highest rating. As for Ibrahim Maza, he was outstanding in the first half, constantly on the move and looking dangerous. He's a player with a very bright future ahead of him. What's strange is that the final score may seem harsh on Algeria, because the Algerian team wasn't poor at all. Quite the opposite. Algeria enjoyed more possession, completed more passes, had better passing accuracy, and committed fewer mistakes. In fact, the match ended without a single yellow card being shown to either side. But all of those statistics collapsed in front of one number: 6 shots on target for Argentina, 0 for Algeria. And that's where the story ended. Because football in the end doesn't ask who had more possession, nor does it ask who completed more passes. It asks only one question: who scored? And on this night, the answer was very clear. A 38-year-old man, playing in his 6th World Cup, making his 200th international appearance. A 200th match is supposed to be a celebration. Messi clearly misunderstood the assignment and decided to turn it into another achievement instead. That hat-trick also made Messi the tournament's top scorer with 3 goals, and he continues to behave as if time simply doesn't affect him. Algeria had the ball, but Messi had the match, and Argentina began the defense of their world title in the best way possible. As for Messi, he did what he always does. Every time people think the story is approaching its end, he writes a new chapter.